Okay, welcome back to the Programmable Logic Controllers course, basic course for those of you that are trying to develop an idea on how to use a industrial controller to be able to control systems, machines, and processes. This is video number 6 or 7 on an overview of the PLC. On this video, we're going to do an actual program so you can see how things are put together. There's a lot of information that we discussed so far, and I encourage you to go back and review those videos from the first one up to this one so you can connect the links and know what is that's happening. So in our last conversation, we gave an overview about the main utility or library so you can start programming. And we talked a little about the project 3, and now we're coming to the programming screen here. And what I want to be able to do with this controller, which you're able to see there, is do a little something. So I'm going to use an input element to control an output event. All right. And essentially for that, I could do it simply with a switch like I explained before, but I'm going to be a little sophisticated and use this controller to do that. So I look at my inputs here, and I can use any input I have here. But I'm gonna just pick out one switch here. So notice that this switch is input 2 on my controller here. Input 2. It's actually input 3, but it's labeled 2 because they go from 0 to whatever the number of inputs we have. So this is input 2, right? Just know that. And I have 4 outputs, and so I'm gonna control output 2 with input 2 here. All right, so what I'll do here, I'm going to bring on an examine if closed instruction, right? That's my input 2, and I'm going to throw in here an output energize. And up to this moment, we only have the icons, but we have not addressed, labeled, or tagged those icons. For the controller to know which input is the one that I'm referring to and which output is the one that I'm referring to, I got to tell it by means of labeling, addressing, or tagging these components. All right, so with that, I'll show you a shortcut here. You could actually type in the tags or names onto the devices there, but it's better if you just bring up your input and output table. And so factory is running behind me, and that's why the noise. So I'm gonna bring my input table, and I'm also gonna bring my output table. Right, so because I selected input 2 as my input element, I'm gonna see that one, input 2, I'm gonna hold down and drag it over, and when this becomes a green X or cross, I release it. You see that? So I have labeled input, this input as input 2. I'm done with that, and now I'm gonna go here, and because this green light is the one I want to control, and it's output 2, actually it's output 1, it's physical output 2, but label input 1. So I'm going to steal this address, which is output column 0/1. I'm going to drag it over, and when this cross becomes green, I release it. I'm going to get rid of this. So I have created a very simple program, which basically consists of one input, one output. Right now, we're not done yet. One thing that I would recommend is that you actually check here where it says verify file or verify project. You can check here, and if there's any errors, it will tell you here. It says verified, has completed, no errors found, means that program is just okay, just fine. Now we haven't downloaded the program yet to the controller. All right, so before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and save this project as, and you can say my first PLC project or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna save that. Okay, I'm gonna save that. That's my first PLC project. And once I save that, then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download this onto the controller, which has to be turned on. Download. There's gonna be a series of questions that I have to ask here, including downloading program asks me, do I want to download? I'm going to say yes to that. Now it asks me if I want to put it in remote run mode. I need to put it in run mode so that I can run the project. And it's downloading and going to the run mode. Next, it will ask me if I want to go back to a change of mode, run mode, yes. And then ask me if I want to go online, and I'm going to say yes to that too. Notice that when I said go online, this icon is running here, and now I have a remote run indication here too. And basically my program has been downloaded onto the controller. Now the test comes when you actually run the controller itself, and the controller interprets the instructions you have given to it. So I'm going to flip input 2 right here up, and now I have my output energized. So you're monitoring your program online, but you could also be monitoring your program as you run the application. This controller could be located miles away, and you could be seeing what's happening either on the controller itself or on the software. All right, so we have designed our first ladder logic program using an input and output. In this case, it's input 2 and output 1. I can also pull up the output table and the input table as the monitoring part, and you see that both are 1, which means it's true or turn on as the system is on, and off or 0 as the system is off. So you have the capability of monitoring in multiple ways your program. So I think it's getting big, 650. This is our first ladder logic program, and we'll continue on to giving you more tools so you can become a great PLC programmer. Thank you for your time.